Hello everyone, I'm Wheel Tough, and I'm making this video to share my impressions of the Pint X with you. I'm hoping this video will be helpful if you're thinking of picking up the X as your first one wheel, or if you're thinking about upgrading from the original Pint. Just so you know a little bit more about me and where I'm coming from in this review, I'm 5'9", I weigh 170 pounds, and I wear a size 10.5 shoe. Um, I rode nearly 1,800 miles on the Pint, and right now I'm just about to hit 350 miles on the Pint X. Okay, so let's first talk about the Pint X as your first one wheel. So if you're watching this video, then I'll assume you know the spec differences between the Pint X, the now discontinued XR, and the GT. Probably done tons of research. Um, I feel the Pint X is really the sweet spot in the lineup if you are sort of on the fence about getting a one wheel and you've never ridden one before. Because let's face it, all one wheels are expensive, but I feel the extra $350 for the Pint X is more than worth it for the range and speed boost compared to the Pint. 12 to 18 miles will likely be enough for most rides that you'll go on, so you'll only have to pack a charger for those times when you want to go on a really long adventure. So there is one caveat to this recommendation though, and basically if you have a very large foot, if you're much taller or heavier than I am, you may find the smaller frame and foot pads of the Pint or Pint X to be uncomfortable. So I can't say that from experience because the Pint X suits my size perfectly. But if you are a larger rider, you might be better off trying to get a used XR. Of course, if you're not worried about price, the GT is an option as well. But those aren't even available yet, so um, you also can't be in a hurry. And now let's talk about upgrading from the Pint to the Pint X. So I guess I should say that I really loved my Pint, and I was even able to do 54 miles in one day with it. Of course, I had the Ultra Charger with me. So if you're a lone rider, or if you ride with other Pint riders primarily, and you live in an area with many outlets, or you can plan out charging times pretty easily, then you probably don't need to think about upgrading to the Pint X. Not going to be too big of a deal. However, if you do ride with XRs, or if you just hate charging and want to maximize your riding time, then yeah, the Pint X is going to be a good upgrade. Um, because I mean, the huge pro is, of course, the added range. And for my size, I actually get more than 20 miles on one charge. But I do live in a really flat area, and that's when I stick to, like, just concrete, or like, asphalt. And when I throw in like grassy areas and some hills, like when I go riding through parks and stuff, I do seem to get closer to the 18-mile mark. Um, so still not bad at all. One negative that you'll need to keep in mind though is the charging time. Um, so if you use the standard charger, you're looking at 225 minutes or 3 hours and 45 minutes. And the Ultra Charger, so definitely helps out, but it still takes 110 minutes, so nearly 2 hours. It would have been nice if the board was able to charge faster, but it's probably a limitation of the plug, or trying to preserve the battery life. The GT, for example, gets a full charge in 200 minutes with the stock charger, and 90 minutes with their GT hypercharger. So, I mean, that board will be done charging before the Pint X with either option. Um, and it's rated at 20 to 32 miles. So, pretty insane. But in short, if you're like me and you love your pint, but you just wish the range was higher, then yeah, grab the Pint X and you'll be happy you did. Um, if you like the pint but think it's too small, then skip the X, and you might want to check out the used XR market, um, or wait for some GT reviews to come in so you can see if it's the board that we all want it to be. But that's the end of the video. If you have any specific questions that I didn't answer, go ahead and drop a comment and I'll do my best to respond. Thanks for watching, and here's hoping that your next ride is the best one.